And welcome to Hannity. And tonight it is official, the most arrogant, dishonest press secretary in modern American history. She will soon be gone in a little over a week. Chief propagandist, circle-back Jen Psaki will step down after reportedly negotiating a big new contract with NBC News, the former home of Lying Brian. Anyway, I'm sure Psaki will feel right at home at the Conspiracy Channel network. And coming up, we're going to give her a proper and very special send-off. Jen, I hope you'll circle back with us and watch later. Also tonight, a disturbing story out of Los Angeles. The city's far-left district attorney is now refusing to pursue felony charges for the man that viciously assaulted comedian, I like Dave Chappelle a lot, he's funny as hell, anyway, but he attacked him while wielding a gun-shaped knife. A fake gun, a real knife, a gun that looked like a knife. We'll show you that in moments. And like many liberal cities, L.A. happily, there you can see, happily tolerates violent crime. No bail laws. Oh, let's see. Defund, dismantle the police. Oh, Kamala Harris praised the LAPD for defunding some of the LAPD. More straight ahead. First, we do turn to the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court, now surrounded by a large chain link fence with big cement barriers erected overnight to protect the building. Rightly so, in my opinion. We need to protect every institution, every monument, every person that serves in this government. This is the right thing to do. Hopefully, Democrats have learned something from the 574 riots in the summer of 2020 and the Capitol breach in 2021. By the way, still no answers as to why Nancy Pelosi and Mayor Muriel Bowser didn't use the up to 20,000 troops authorized, required by law by Donald Trump 2 days prior, again, as required by law. Why didn't they? Now, many people on the left are very, very angry that individual states and voters could soon decide abortion law for their state, overturning Roe v. Wade. All the talking points, all the lying, all the hysteria, it's not true. It will not outlaw abortion in the United States. That is the big lie that is being spread by the likes of Chuck Schumer, who himself threatened two justices, Justice Gorsuch and Kavanaugh, on the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court screaming, "You won't know what hit you," among other threats. And as we speak, they're threatening to burn our system to the ground. As per usual, Democrats are turning to their favorite political tactic. That's mob violence and intimidation. One liberal group is now organizing an effort to stalk and harass Supreme Court justices and their families at their homes. This is not okay in this country. But tonight, prominent Democrats, they refuse to condemn this threatening behavior, just like they refuse to ever speak out against the violence from their base in the 574 riots in the summer of 2020. Take a look.
So he doesn't care if they're protesting outside the Supreme Court or outside someone's private residence.
I don't have an official U.S. government position on where people protest. The reason people are protesting is because women across the country are worried about their fundamental rights that have been law for 50 years. Their rights to make choices about their own bodies and their own health care are at risk. That's why people are protesting. They're unhappy. They're scared.
The message here, give us what we want or else. Is that the message? Adam Schiff, he also demonized the justices and called for court packing. By the way, Senator Mike Lee of Utah has a new book coming out on this very topic. Now, clearly, the marching orders have been given. Does this mean now what? The summer of 2020 and all the riots? Does that mean that season is back? I pray to God, no. My prediction is this: if, God forbid, something does happen, like the summer of 2020, 574 riots in America, we had dozens dead, thousands of cops injured, and tens of billions of dollars in property damage. And guess what? Nobody investigated anything, and the left defended it. They were silent when they needed to speak out. Their silence was deafening. They only condemned violence and riots that obviously advance their own political narrative. On this show, I have and I will continue to condemn all violence. Politics should not play a part in that. We should protect our institutions, our elected officials. That's a simple slam dunk for me. Just like in 2020, during the BLM riots that left dozens dead, thousands injured, all of this happened. How is it that nobody covered this? How is it that many on the Democratic side were so unwilling to condemn what was obvious? Now, fake news CNN referred to it, right, that scene right there, as a fiery but peaceful demonstration. They actually said that. It's the same year Senator Rand Paul, you might remember, and his wife were nearly trampled by far-left protesters after the RNC convention. Left-wing rioters also showed up at Senator Mitch McConnell's home, confronted him and his wife. They also harassed the pair at a local diner. I'm sure you remember that moment. They also terrorized Senator Josh Hawley's wife and their newborn baby at their front door. They confronted Ted Cruz and his wife at a restaurant. They also harassed Trump's DHS secretary at a restaurant. We played that tape before because they didn't like Trump's border wall. In 2018, they stormed the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court. They pounded on the front door in order to disrupt Kavanaugh's confirmation. And more recently, they followed Senator Kristen Sinema into a bathroom and filmed her going into a stall because she wouldn't kill the filibuster. Now, they later then also took their kayaks out and they went over to Joe Manchin's houseboat because he wouldn't support Build Back Broke America. And while this far-left brand of political intimidation rarely works, Democrats just can't seem to help themselves. But don't worry, there'll never be an investigation into this. Take a look.
You cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about.
Would I like to debate this gentleman? And I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
You got to be ready to take a punch. You got to be ready to throw a punch.
You get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
Everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
It does you any good running away from Donald Trump. I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
How dare he say the things he does? Of course I want to punch him in the face.
Right. Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
But Michelle says that, you know, when they go low, we go high. No. When they go low, we kick them.
My favorite was Barack Obama telling this guy, Mr. Burgess, we'll put Mr. Burgess up against Sean Hannity. He'll eat him up. I'm ready. Anyway, Democrats love mob rule, but only when they're on the losing side of an issue. Now they are 6 months away from what could be an election beatdown. It's no secret the American people are not happy, rightly so. Inflation, historically bad. Gas prices, historically bad. The border, worse than ever. The supply chain crisis is totally messed up. No one on the world stage, or even in this country, it seems, likes Joe Biden or respects him. And now a massive drop today in the stock market could spell the beginning of a painful new recession. As President Trump very accurately predicted, Joe Biden is destroying this great American economy, and he's doing it in record time, sadly.
Let me tell you about the stock market. When the stock market goes up, that means jobs. It also means 401ks. If you got in, if you ever became president with your ideas, you want to terminate my taxes, I'll tell you what, you'll lose half of the companies that have poured in here will leave, and plenty of companies that are already here, they'll leave for other places. They will leave, and you will have a depression, the likes of which you've never seen.
Oh. Looks like Trump was right again. Anyone else miss low gas prices, record low unemployment, and major economic growth? Because that's what we got with President Trump. I'll choose that guy. That guy that calls out fake news for what they are, fake, and makes occasional mean tweets, but gets the job done. I choose him. Anyway, now under Biden, we get economic turmoil along with a cognitive mess as a president who blames all of his problems on Trump supporters or Vladimir Putin. Yesterday, he called us the most extreme political faction in modern American history, actually in American history. In response, today, former President Trump, he reacted. He told FoxNews.com, quote, "Our country is going to hell. The Make America Great Again movement is saving America. My message to Joe is there is nothing extreme about energy independence and a secure border. There's nothing extreme about safe cities and the rule of law. There's nothing extreme about parental involvement in their children's education. There's nothing extreme about freedom of speech and freedom of expression. There's nothing extreme about individual states regulating abortion. And sadly, there is an extreme political faction in this country, but they're on the other side of the fence, outside the Supreme Court and inside the walls of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The most radical government ever elected in the modern era by far. It's not even close. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.